What is up? This is Come to Japan, the channel that wants you to come to Japan. My name is Dan, and thanks again for joining me on another episode. So I'm just at the station here, and I was on the train coming to town, coming to the city center, and I thought, why not just show you guys a little bit of what a Japanese train scenery looks like. I spend a lot of time on my train, as most people do in Japan. If you want to get anywhere in Japan, you have to use the train. The train systems are very, very nice here and very convenient. So yeah, I wanted to just show everybody a quick view from the train, and I'll just do some voiceover and talk to you guys a little bit about this channel. But just to quickly put in there the goal of this channel. The goal of this channel is to grow this channel with your likes, your comments, and your subscribes in order to support bringing someone to Japan through this channel. We all know how YouTube works nowadays. People can make revenue through YouTube, through the views, and you know, I want to grow this channel so this channel can support bringing someone to Japan. And we can do it together. It's very easy. Spend a couple minutes of your day with me. Watch a video, like it, comment, share, subscribe, dislike it, I don't care. As long as there's activity on my videos, that's how we're gonna grow this channel with everyone's support. So again, guys, this is just gonna be a quick video of showing you guys Japanese train ride and the station. Alright guys, so this first clip is just a quick snippet of a busy station in the morning. It's about probably 8:30 in the morning. And I see this every day, and I enjoy it, the hustle and bustle of everyday life. And here we are on the train, and you know, I was on the bus. I have another bus video doing the same thing, just kind of showing you an everyday look at what the bus is, what you can see from the bus. And I mentioned that, you know, I just enjoy the view from the bus and getting to see a lot of the city really quick, and how it differs and from, you know, what I'm used to, and I just enjoy it. A lot of people, I imagine, just take it for granted because they're not really in the moment and thinking about what they have to do at work or whatnot. But I just like to zone out and, you know, look at the scenery and how it's very different than the Western culture that I'm from, that I was born and raised in. So, and I just thought, you know, maybe some people out there might, you know, enjoy this view, and maybe potentially also, you know, like what I'm talking about. I hope everybody's liking my videos. Right now I'm just making videos that I like to make, and I think that's the most important thing with, you know, not necessarily YouTube, but anything you do in life. You know, anything that you create things that you like to create and that you like to see. You know, I've made some music on just GarageBand and just messing around with instruments and whatnot. I'm not the best at it, but I still like hearing what I produce, what I create. And it's same thing with these videos, that, you know, I enjoy what I created and looking at them and viewing them again. So yeah. But anyway, I just want to maybe create, you know, many more of these kind of videos, because it's kind of some time for me to reflect while I'm watching this and recording the voiceover to see the scenery, kind of talk through some of my ideas, reflect, not really plan anything out, just organically talk about, you know, what I'm feeling at the time. And I hope it's interesting for some people. You know, if not, that's okay. Go to the next video. But anyway, this is the everyday look at Japan, and it's something that for someone that's never been here can be, again, just a sensory overload. Just all the different sights, scenes, sounds, how trains are different in other parts of the world is very, very interesting. Where I grew up, there was no such thing as trains or buses or taxis. You know, I grew up in the rural area, and you know, it's not the same for me. When I moved to Hawaii, a little bit different. You know, no trains, but they have buses. And even riding the bus when I moved to Hawaii in like 2007 or whatnot, that was very different. But when you come to Japan, it's, very saturated in public transportation. I'm sure, if there's any viewers that live in New York City or Chicago or the bigger cities, you're very used to this kind of thing. But for me, it was very different. It's something you have to kind of get used to. But once you get the hang of it, it's very convenient, and, you can get anywhere you need to go, and, I enjoy it. It's nothing for me. So right now in the video, you can kind of see we're close to town, and you can see the big apartment buildings, big office buildings, and we're definitely getting into the city center. And again, I've said it in a lot of my other videos, I live in Fukuoka, Japan, which is in Kyushu. It's the southern island in Japan. And Fukuoka, I'm going to look it up one of these days. I've mentioned it in a lot of my videos, but it's one of the top, I think it's in the top 5 largest cities in Japan. Obviously, Tokyo is number 1, and, Yokohama, and where else? Nagoya and Osaka, those places are bigger population. But again, Fukuoka, Japan is, it's one of the largest cities in Japan. And great culture. I enjoy the city. I've never lived in anywhere else in Japan, but I visited a lot of other cities, and when I come back to Fukuoka, kind of feels like hometown, because I got my wife and my son here, so it feels like home, and I'm used to it. I can get around the city, and I know a lot of kind of really local spots and whatnot. And, I want to share that with someone to come to Japan and see what I see every single day and show off this kind of amazing country. And I want to segment into, before that, coming up in the video, there's a clip of just this bridge that's over the water, and I really enjoy it. It's going to come up here in the next few seconds, but I really enjoy viewing this bridge. It's over some water, and I just like the arches right here. So yeah, I just enjoy that view, and I get to see it almost every day, and I like it. It's one of the views that I enjoy. So anyway, kind of going back to, again, the goal of this channel is just to grow this channel so that this channel can bring someone to Japan through the revenue produced through the ad revenue on the videos, because everybody knows how YouTube works nowadays. And I want to use it to give back to someone that, might not necessarily have the means or is able to come to Japan on their own, and just to help someone. And I mentioned Hawaii earlier, but if you've seen my channel, some of my earlier videos, I was living in Hawaii, and I lived in Hawaii for 10 years. And as most people know, it's a vacation spot. It's a very hospitality-driven economy. It's a tourist economy there. And I worked for a travel agency, Japanese travel agency, for a good 6-7 years. And I did a seminar on hospitality, like hospitality specifically in Hawaii. And there's one word in Hawaiian that really resonated and stuck with me, and it really made sense to me. But, my understanding, first, the word is ho'okipa, ho'okipa. And my understanding and how it was explained to me at the seminar, the hospitality seminar, was the pleasure is in being the host. The pleasure is in being the host. So the true pleasure is you hosting a guest and showing them, basically hospitality and showing them your home and the place that you know about, and experiencing the wonderment of their discovery. And that's how basically I can enjoy, Fukuoka in Japan over and over again, because I've shown many people around Japan, friends, travelers, and whatnot. I've even shown Japanese people around Fukuoka. Maybe they're traveling here, or they just recently moved to Fukuoka. So I enjoy showing off, Fukuoka or Japan to many different types of people. And I get to re-experience it, the excitement, because the people that are experiencing it for the first time are excited. I hope that's making sense to anyone, but I enjoy that. I enjoy that experience, and I get to, I keep repeating myself, but I get to experience it over and over and over, some of the things that I've done many times in Japan. So that's another reason why I'm doing it. And yeah, I love this country. I want to show it off, and I want to bring someone here so they can experience it. I also want to grow this YouTube channel. We're growing it. I'm at 400 subscribers now. So I've grown maybe 20 or 30 subscribers since I've been uploading videos the past, 4 or 5 months. So yeah, the positivity is great. I'm getting, some comments here and there, and I'm sharing it on my Facebook, and people that I haven't connected with in a long time, people that I had no idea were in Japan from my hometown. And my hometown is a pretty small place, and I had no idea there was, people from my hometown that were here. And it was, kind of a shame that, we just kind of crossed paths. They're not here anymore, but we were in Japan at the same time. We were in very different places in Japan. But it's still, it's a small world, and I think the world is getting smaller and smaller with technology nowadays. So anyway, I go off on tangents quite a bit, and that's how I kind of, I don't plan these out, what I'm going to talk about. I have a general idea, but I just like to organically flow and talk about whatever comes to mind. Hopefully, I want to, again, I use these as brainstorming, and what I would like to do potentially is use these videos in the future as Q&As, to where I can get people to ask me questions and I can answer them in this style of video. I think that would be really neat, or not, I don't know. We'll see. I want to get to a point where, I can do Q&As and I have enough traffic and answer some of your guys' questions, random questions, funny questions, all sorts of questions. So anyway, again, I hope everybody's liking these series. Definitely let me know in the comments. Please share the videos, get them out there to anyone that is interested in Japan, but again, might not necessarily have the means to do it. So yeah, again, I mentioned it in my bus video recently, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an application process just through Google and Google surveys, and anybody can access it. I think if you have an email account, any kind of email account, you can access it, and I'll create some very simple questions, and mainly leave it blank, big blank area where you can type in, kind of a message, maybe attach some pictures and whatnot, and I guess enter, and I'll kind of go through them and try to find someone that fits what I think would deserve to come to Japan, and we'll go from there. We're not at that point. We're still a little bit far off, but again, it's still, I say I don't plan things out, but I do think out a lot of stuff. I make a mental plan, and I record these kind of videos, so that I can go back and watch them again and reflect and say, oh yeah, let's do give that a try. So yeah, anyway, once we get there, I'll definitely let everybody know how we can start entering to choose someone to bring to Japan. And I hope everybody gets excited about it. That's what another thing too I want to create is a little bit of excitement to that potentially one day you can get a free trip to Japan to experience the amazingness that is. And all you got to do is spend a few minutes of your day watching my videos and clicking and liking. So we can do it together, guys. Okay, thanks for watching my episode about Japanese trains. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Come to Japan, the channel that wants you to come to Japan. My name is Dan, and thanks again for joining me on this episode. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because that is the only way we're going to grow this channel to bring someone to Japan. We can do it together, and it's really easy. We'll see you guys on the next. Sayonara. Bye bye.